Hello everyone. This video is to address the recent videos a Young Pharaoh put out stating that he has undeniable proof that homosexuality is unnatural. We're in 2018 and still homosexuality is a problem. It's still a topic of discussion here in the conscious community. And it's almost like denouncing and shaming homosexuality in the conscious community is a litmus test to your credibility as a teacher here in the conscious community, because almost all the teachers in the conscious community shame homosexuality. And in Young Pharaoh's videos stating that he has undeniable proof that homosexuality is unnatural, he used the stereotypes and the myths that are already out there about homosexuality. You know, he stated that 90% of homosexuals were molested as children. And I'm here to say that's not true. I wasn't molested as a child, and I'm not the part of the 10% that were molested in Young Pharaoh's mind. I was attracted to the same sex ever since I can remember, some of my earliest memories. For me, it was natural. I was born this way. Now, you don't have to like it. You don't have to accept it. But how can you tell me how I came about and how I am the way I am? You didn't walk in my shoes. You didn't have my upbringing. So you can't tell me how I am the way I am. And you know, he said that there is a relationship or a direct correlation between homosexuality and pedophilia. Homosexuality and pedophilia go hand in hand. There's a difference between a homosexual and a pedophile. They're two different things. A homosexual is attracted to the same sex. A pedophile is attracted to children. Where is the relationship? Where is the correlation? And in actuality, statistically, heterosexuals molest children at far greater rates than homosexuals. You don't believe me? Go and do your own research. You know, you're stating stereotypes, you're stating myths, you're not stating facts. And to say that homosexuality is a symptom of child molestation, what you're trying to do is dismiss the fact. You're trying to dismiss it as a symptom of child molestation instead of having an honest and a factual conversation to address this matter that you have a problem with. Because I don't have a problem with homosexuality. Evidently, you have a problem with it because you're out here spreading hatred and false stereotypes about homosexuals. Young Pharaoh, do you know that more than a third of the young women in the black community are raped before the age of 13? And this is all happening to them by men that they know, men who are closest to them. 1/3, that's more than 25% of the young women in our community. So if that's not pedophilia, I don't know what is. Now, this is not a video, this is not a tit for tat video, gays against straights or whatever, but I'm just stating facts. Don't just talk about what's happening between one people and not talk about what's going on between another. Pedophilia is wrong across the board, whether it's being perpetrated by a man to a little boy or a man to a young woman. It's wrong, or women vice versa. But when you try to portray pedophilia as only being a homosexual thing, that's when you're being hateful, that's when you're being ignorant, and that's wrong. And that's when you have to defend your beliefs. You have to defend what you say. Instead of having a monologue, let's have a dialogue and talk about this. Young Pharaoh, you mentioned that prior to 1973, homosexuality was considered a mental illness. Well, in colonial America as well as today, black people are considered 1/3 of a human being. Blackness is associated to criminality, to laziness, to poverty, to ignorance. Systems of hate will come up with different beliefs and reasonings to justify the mistreatment of the targeted group. And there are similarities between the hatred of gays and the hatred of black people. And even to state that you have to be mentally ill to be attracted to the same sex, well, you need to be reminded that there is homosexuals within the black community that holds positions in this society that are very competent and capable and hold positions in this society from high to low. And also, we must refer to an interview that rapper The Game gave on this topic, and he stated that who run the world? Gays. Now, we have to be cognizant. Is our thinking coming from our own beliefs and reasonings, or are we thinking within the frameworks of these hateful ideologies, whether it be racism or homophobia? LGBT members of the black community have fought in almost every Negro liberation movement. We have made the history books, but history hasn't been fair to us. History has not mentioned anything of our sexuality and our lifestyles. So it made us appear to seem invisible, but no, we have not been invisible. We have been visible. We've been here all along. So we deserve our seat at the table. So if you're going to talk about us, Young Pharaoh, and any other member of the conscious community, don't just sit and have a monologue talking about homosexuals to you and your followers. Defend what you have to say. Let's have a dialogue. Okay, until then, if you don't want to sit up here and have a dialogue and defend your beliefs, then don't talk about us. If you haven't walked in our shoes and understand how it feels to be a gay black man, then don't talk about us. Have some respect. So until the next video,